Hey everybody, Fulcha Arash. Welcome back to 365 Days of Irish Tenor Banjo Tunes. Today is day 43. It's a Monday, which means we had our Valley of Fiddlers practice tonight, so it's late and I don't want to take a whole bunch of time, but for some unknown reason, I've decided to describe a little bit about what different modes are. So today we're going to be playing a tune called Father Jack Walsh. It is a jig in D Mixolydian. And maybe you've heard me say these before when we're going to play, when I'll say like this is a jig in D or G or D Dorian or something like that. So kind of the most common modes that you'll see in Irish music is major, or Ionian it's also called, but major, minor, which is also called Aeolian, Mixolydian, and then also Dorian. So those all give the music sort of a different feel. I think you know the feel of a major tune, kind of happy and do, very straightforward. Minor has sort of a sad feel to it. Dorian is very similar to a minor, but it has maybe it's kind of like, I've often heard it described as dark with a hint of happiness. So still a minor sounding thing. Mixolydian is often described as sort of a major scale with a bit of attitude, or sort of a sense of adventure. It's very common in a lot of different Irish tunes. So what do these things mean, and why is it important? Well, in technicality, I guess it really isn't important. As long as you know sort of what the feel of that mode is, and it helps when you're playing it. I find you get really used to playing in, like, let's say just D. And so now you've got this tune in D Mixolydian, and your fingers are used to working between certain notes, and all of a sudden there's a few things thrown different. So I don't think I'm going to use D as an example. We'll use C because it's pretty straightforward. So C, the C major scale goes C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. If we were to assign a number to each of those, it would be C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So there's 7 numbers plus your background to the tonic. So trying to describe the different modes and how they're changed. So basically, if you're dealing with the major, it's just straight up the way it is. So C major is the only scale with no sharps or flats, straight through. If you're looking at Aeolian, or the natural minor scale, on that one you're having a flat 6, or sorry, a flat 3, a flat 6, and a flat 7. So if I was to go C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, that would then be minor. So you're flatting the 3rd, 6th, and 7th. Then if we were to move to, let's say, Dorian, it's very similar, except you're only flatting the 3rd and the 7th, so you're not flatting the 6th. So you can think of it as a minor scale with a raised 6th, so it's kind of, that's what I was saying, that little hint of happiness. And then Mixolydian is the straight up scale, except you're flatting just the 7th. So that kind of presents an interesting characteristic, because as you're moving through a chord progression, or as you're moving through notes, you get to the 7 and then you normally go back to the tonic. It's sort of a normal step, but this, because you flatted it, it's a little bit further away, and it kind of gives it that little bit of funness. I don't know if that helps you at all in your playing or not, but in this case, D normally has an F sharp and a C sharp in it, because C in this case is the 7th, right? So D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, 7th, and is normally a C sharp. It is now a C natural. So D Mixolydian has an F sharp and a C natural. D has a F sharp and a C sharp. So it does present this sort of weird thing when you're moving through and you're used to going to certain notes in certain orders, and all of a sudden your hands are doing different things. But anyways, all of that aside, I didn't want this to be a big long thing, so I will stop rambling and we will play. Like normal, first time through, nice and slow, so that you can play along if you're just starting out. This is number 140 in the Banjo Buddies Big Book of 365 tunes, Irish tunes, if you're following along. You can also pick up tunes like this. The session.org, if you haven't checked it out yet, is an amazing resource for looking up all kinds, like it has way more tunes than this in it, but all kinds of tunes. The only issue there is that if you want to play along with this, if you look up this song, there could be, I don't know, 4 different versions of it, 6 different versions of it, and it's finding one that's similar enough that maybe you can just change a couple notes and then you can play along. So first time through, nice and slow, then we'll do a bit of practice, see if we can speed it up a little bit.
A few moments later.
Okay, so that wasn't quite as quick and easy as I expected that. I actually did have to practice that quite a bit. In particular, the B part. When you are used to playing a major mode, for example, all the time, and then you switch to something like this, and you start going really fast, my fingers want to naturally go to different places than they're supposed to go. But anyways, I thought it had really a neat sort of sound to it. I may not have got as much of that sort of jig feel in there as I would have liked to, and maybe got a little bit computerish, kind of da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But yeah, I'm still happy with that, and the important part is that I picked up the banjo and I played today. And so for those of you who maybe just catch this for the first time, that's what this is all about. This is my New Year's resolution, to play more banjo. And if it motivates you to play, I think that's just awesome. So anyways, that's it for today, and we will see you tomorrow.